Oh, Tyler. Whew. Felt like a long 10 minutes just to get up here and get ready to get going. How's it going over there?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm not Tyler, though.
Oh, my apologies. Who am I speaking
It's
to?
fine. My name's Brandon. Brandon Woodruff.
Brandon Woodruff. All right. Member
Yeah.
of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, yeah. I'm all right. I'm pretty good. I'm a starter, so. But in all seriousness, today is the celebration of life for Bob Eucher.
Yep.
And that's also wrestling related. That's the reason for the Brewers jersey today. I have a wrestling shirt underneath, don't worry, but I'm going to wear this shirt next week so I don't use it up. But Bob Eucher was part of WrestleMania 4, and he's got that iconic interview where Andre was choking him. So Bob Eucher was a inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2010, and was the voice of the Brewers forever, and the biggest Brewers fan of all time. So to honor him, I am going to do something that I haven't done, but maybe one time since my daughter was born, and that's shotgun a beer for Uke.
Well, I think Bob Euchre would understand that I'm not going to shotgun this truly unruly that I have over here. But I'll take a deep chug, and I think he'll know I appreciate him. Just not as much, but a lot.
I'm sorry, it's not a Miller Lite, buddy.
Nah, he forgives you.
All right, trying to make sure I get my finger there. All right, here we go.
I should have stopped. That was impressive. That was impressive.
Thank you.
Listen, from
This is Bob Eucher.
Woo. I'm really glad that I didn't let myself talk myself into shotgunning one of these things. I think this episode would have been over right now. I think that would have been a wrap for the whole thing. So.
Oh. Man, hey, the kid didn't lose it. I still got some speed on that.
No, that was. From a Irish car bomb speed chugger myself. That is an impressive. That's an impressive time on the shotgun. I gotta say. So.
All right. Well, let's get into the news and rumors because I have a lot to go over with you. Number one, according to PW Insider, there has been some talk that WWE PLE being added in September could very well air on ESPN. They also say WWE plans to unveil that PLE and its broadcast plans soon. Meanwhile, WrestleVotes says the name of the PLE could very well be named Wrestlepalooza.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that name.
Well, I think that's is that an old ECW?
It is. I'm about to bring that up right now, actually.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that was kind of almost confirmed. I don't know if that's true or not.
I just don't like the name.
Yeah, I'm with you.
According to PW Insider, Wrestlepalooza will have 2 main event level matches. In addition to Cena versus Lesnar, Drew McIntyre will be challenging Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. And that's planned for September 20th. Oh my God, dude. I swallowed so much air with that beer. Start of the ESPN PLE era, which will stream opposite AEW's All Out pay-per-view. WrestleVote says WWE went ahead with using ECW's Wrestlepalooza name despite negative pushback from higher-ups at Raw on Monday. Brian Alvarez posted on Twitter that the working idea is the September 20th PLE will air on ESPN, and it's at least possible that every PLE for the rest of the year will air on ESPN. So we thought we had until 2026.
Yeah.
It's not sounding like it.
Yeah, and it also it's not sounding like they're going to back down on that price at all either. It kind of seems like they're
No.
full steam ahead. I definitely thought, there'd be some pressure or some things. Maybe there'll be some new sign up stuff that they do, but it seems as if they say screw it, we're going forward with it, and they're going fast, which is crazy. So
Yeah, I don't like that. Who's pushing it though? Is TKO pushing it to get moved this quickly? Is ESPN like, no, come on, we don't want to wait for 2026. Let's get it moving. Is it WWE? Is it Triple H being a little too eager?
It's hard. It's hard for them to feel like it's ESPN just because like they're going into football season, and so it seems like they've got plenty to do, So it's not like it's not like this is the down season. I mean, it's going into football season, and to us, the more important season is it's World Series season. So and a lot of that I think gets carried on like Fox and ESPN and some of those other ones. So I don't know, but I know they're moving fast, and it's kind of shocking to me. But they're not like none of the other like Peacock's not losing any of the big uh PLEs for like this year. They've already kind of got through all of those. So this Wrestlepalooza will now be big, but they're making it big. It wasn't already a big thing. So.
Right, and I have some news on Peacock as well. We'll get into that in a minute.
I'm interested.
This one's gonna. I hope this one pisses you off as much as it pissed me off. Fightful Select says Dan Housen's contract with AEW has been extended due to injury time and will now go well into 2026. And he was apparently against it. And Tony Khan said, well, it's too bad. So this is another guy. And I just want to add, last week on Dan Housen's YouTube channel, who do you think was a guest?
It was Punk, wasn't it?
It was Punk.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So is this evidence of Tony Khan punishing another friend of Punk?
Yeah, no, I mean it's just Tony Khan doing what Tony Khan's doing right now.
FTR was and was inconsistently booked. They were notoriously friends with Punk. House of Black became nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Who's friends with Punk? Danhausen being forced to work out his contract with time added on, and he doesn't want to be there. Who's he friends with? Punk. Ricky Saints, a.k.a. Ricky Starks, sat on his couch for 9 months. Who is he friends with? Punk. Yeah. I can't be the only person seeing and connecting these dots. This isn't the movie The Number 23. I'm seeing this shit. It's really happening.
It just seems like so much. It seems like so much for a company to go through for one man. Like to be that bitter against one dude is crazy. If that's the case, it's not that I'm not saying that I don't see the signs. I'm saying if those are all like, if this is legit and this is what he is doing to like, essentially to punish friends or acquaintances of one man, like that is wild to me.
Yeah.
So.
All right. On Wrestling Observer Radio, da-dum-dum Dave Meltzer said there has been a lot of talk within WWE of Chris Jericho making his WWE return when his contract expires with AEW at the end of the year. There is belief that his return is inevitable, and I have more on this. So hold on a second. Okay. I'm all out of order. I put numbers next to shit now.
No, that's good.
On the topic of a possible Chris Jericho WWE return, Fightful Select sources told them Jericho's name hasn't come up whatsoever around the creative process. So if conversations have happened regarding him internally, it wasn't in that department. One of the higher-ups told the outlet that Jericho's on good terms with WWE, but another source says it's way too early to tell on a return. Fightful's AEW sources told them Jericho's name hasn't come up in AEW's creative either, but Chris usually speaks to Tony Khan directly. All sides confirmed that Jericho's AEW contract runs through the end of this year, but the site couldn't find out if there was any chance of Tony Khan adding time to Jericho's contract, kind of like how they add time for injury time for his time leaving to go play with his band and stuff. And all I'm saying is Jericho and Punk are not friends.
Right.
But if Tony thinks that Jericho's going to WWE, he could still be a total prick about it.
Well, I mean, I think that would put Jericho in the same vein as Punk. He was Jericho was one of the first big names for AEW. So it's the big WWE, the big mainstream name, I should say, for.
Well, he was their
AEW.
first champion, was he not?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And it's just, so I mean, I get it where he would be, bitter about that, but also, like, I think Jericho's time is winding down, and the correct thing to do, just like I do think the WWE has done a pretty decent job of, is when your time's winding down, if you want to go on your tour and go see all these other places, they let you go. You know what I mean? And they let you go on pretty good faith, and they let you go do your thing, and have your tour or whatever. They give you their own if that's the case. I'm not talking about, not everybody's John Cena. I'm talking like just one last little run for being being a legend kind of thing. And that's where Chris Jericho's at. He just wants one last little run everywhere. And if they don't let him do that, that's pretty crappy. So he's not getting any.
Yeah, it is. I will say that WWE is going to expect him to get into immaculate shape.
Yeah, I mean, and it does depend on his role too. I mean, if he comes in and is going to be Punk, and he's going to work a full-time schedule, and well, a pretty full-time schedule. Punk works. I mean, he's not
Oh, he's
wrestling
full-time
every
for
week.
sure.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not wrestling like every week, but he's wrestling
No.
often. You know what I mean? So,
but he's definitely wrestling on Raws and
right,
not just the big four PLEs. He's showing up, and if he isn't wrestling, 90% of the time he's cutting a promo at least.
Right. I was gonna say he's there all the time, and so if he's gonna be a Punk style performer coming back, yeah, he's gonna have to get into probably some pretty good shape, because they're gonna run him. But if he's coming back more of a MVP style person, where he's kind of in the ring, kind of not in the ring, he can go, but he's probably gonna be talking more than anything. They might be okay with him where he's at. So.
The next one isn't even in my notes, but I did want to bring this up. There is some controversy about the Hulk Hogan death.
Oh. About during the malpractice stuff? Is that
the malpractice stuff? Yeah. Apparently that doctor had severed something that controls the diaphragm. And it's actually very similar to how my mom passed away last December, day after Christmas. Oh. So, yeah, a failed diaphragm, it wouldn't, and so hearing that, because look at Hogan. He looked healthy. For his age, he looks healthier than any other fucking 71-year-old I see. So, the fact that... Yeah. The fact that there's a possible malpractice here, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I say it's sometimes people look healthy and they're not, so I don't ever want to be like, just because you look like Hulk Hogan looked at the end, that you're super healthy and good to go. Like, I still think he had a lot of really bad stuff going on to even be in the position he was in with that doctor.
Well, it was all like joint, neck, back. It was all that, because from what I had heard, allegedly, all of his organs were in great shape. So it wasn't his organ.
That's weird. It's weird. That's rough. It's unfortunate.
All right. So that's just something for people to chew on. Yeah. According to Bodyslam.net, there is actually some disagreement within WWE over who should win the John Cena versus Brock Lesnar match. So there are legit backstage arguments in creative over who wins this match. And my God, if it's not John Cena, this is a terrible idea.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, here we go. I can answer your Peacock questions now.
Here we are.
Sports Business Journal reports that Triple H and NBC Sports President Rick Cordella, I hope that's how you say it, ran point on the Saturday night's main event Peacock deal, and that SmackDown episodes will continue to be added to Peacock on a 30-day delay as part of the deal.
30 days is wild.
Saturday night's main event deal guarantees the WWE archive will remain on Peacock until the end of the year. Sports Illustrated's Jimmy Traina posted that he would be shocked if it didn't end up all on ESPN after that.
Yeah.
I would be shocked too. I mean, this guy sounds about as smart as Dan Meltzer.
Yeah, well, this new app that they have though is pretty wild, I hear. So, but yeah, I guess thinking about it, if I have to, from a former, both of us, a former cable TV sales extraordinaires, and putting packages together and figuring things out, and how do you get the most out of what you're doing, right? Like, so we, for example, have Sling right now, and that's how we watch SmackDown. Is on Sling, and that's pretty much all we do on Sling. Every now and again we jump on there and a few other things, but it's just pretty much SmackDown.
We have YouTube TV for that, and that's pretty much all we use that for.
So YouTube TV, though, I think gets this included in their YouTube TV. So
really,
there was like two places. It was like having the ESPN whatever, and then YouTube TV. Or you could have like cable. You could have a cable provider or YouTube TV, I believe. And like YouTube TV is more expensive than Sling was, at least for whatever we were doing. But I'm thinking now you got to move it over, right? You got to move it all over to YouTube TV, because I can get SmackDown and stuff on there, right? So.
Oh yeah.
So I think, and then you get like YouTube Premium and all that other good stuff too, don't you?
I don't know if I do. I share an account with somebody, so they probably have YouTube Premium. I personally don't.
Yeah, we'll check it out. But that's what I guess you're gonna have to do it. That's all right. Well, we'll see how that works out.
This is just a dipshit situation with this whole ESPN, Peacock, YouTube TV. Yeah. When we
saw this.
No, you go ahead.
Back in our time, we saw this. We saw this coming, and we talked about it all the time. And we talked about how selling cable, the way we were selling cable, was antiquated and it wasn't going to work, because
for the most part it didn't.
Coming. No, and that's because of what was coming. And this exact situation is what was coming. It used to be, hey, we're going to cut cords to save money and stick it to big cable, and it worked. That was good. Right, big cable still as expensive as ever, so don't think like, hey, you can jump back over. Like, they didn't miss you. They're still crazy, but now it's like, now the other stuff is starting to rise up because it's becoming more lucrative. So this is how it works. Now something else is going to have to come up to make it quicker, easier, and cheaper.
During our cable selling days, it was us up against Hulu, Netflix, and. Who was the other one? There was another one there was like the big three.
Roku, was big.
Roku.
Hulu, Netflix.
I just remember it was
HBO.
HBO, yeah, and that was hard enough. Basically, if you were calling somebody and it wasn't Mrs. Butterscotch, 87 years old, you probably weren't going to get the sale.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
Tough sliding.
Luckily, 2 times during that 2 years of sales, I did win Salesman of the Month because I called enough old people. So,
yeah, well, there was some fun ones in there. We'll just leave it at that. We'll have to have a whole separate sideshow about that someday. Our call center tales. So,
yes. Speaking of dipshits, Dave Meltzer indicates that one reason why Saturday night's main event will now exclusively air on Peacock is because the NBC numbers on cable were far lower than the show and anyone expected them to be. So again, obviously, Dave, nobody has cable. Nobody has cable.
We're going to call him to make our stuff a little bit more appealing to the algorithms out there. We're going to start calling him King Dipshit. All right, because First of all, I like it. I like it. Speaking of dipshit, well, that's the king dipshit. All right, and his little court jester Brian Alvarez. We'll talk about another way later. But yeah, we can. Yeah, that's all. That's all I have to say. Hey, did you do any shots this week? You bring any?
I got one that was picked by, I think it was Declan. I didn't really recognize the guy, but Zach was there, and Zach was trying to pick some stuff that we've already done on the show. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 shots, but I would have to go outside to get the other one. I'll save it for next week.
Right. Save it. Yeah, save it. I'm gonna do.
And if it helps, the other one was given to me by a friend at work, and I've done it already. But this is a new one. The Dubliner Whiskey Liqueur.
Oh.
It is Irish liqueur with Irish whiskey, honeycomb liqueur, and caramel color.
Okay. Carl.
And they keep giving me these fucking bottles that are huge. It's like 2 shots.
Yeah, so I found that out about these. So I'm still working my way through this bucket. All right, so that's why I was wondering, because I got to get one of these in. I think, you know what? Let me send my little thank you to Bob Euker, and I'll do one of these real quick, and then we can do one together at the end, because I got to get through this damn bucket for 2 reasons. One, I'm sick of it sticking around here, and 2, my daughter sees it all the time and she wants to play with it. So we got to get it empty so that I can give this alcohol bucket to my daughter. So
I'm glad it's not only my kid, because my kid keeps using them as like toys, and I'm like, dude, that's booze. Put it down.
Yeah.
Turn around, she's back playing with it. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah. It's like it's
that's
an inanimate object.
Well, it is a little bit better than, I think you've seen the video of Etta just coming up and pretending like she's drinking the dang thing, and I'm like, it's like, don't do that, Etta. I love you, and I need you still here in this house. Please don't do that. So anyway, yeah, we'll throw this one up to Bob Eucher. I always had a special love for him for a couple reasons, because that's growing up in Wisconsin, that's who you listen to about baseball. The second one is his last name was the same last name as my grandparents. It just was spelled different. Theirs was Eucker. So I always just really liked hearing. I liked hearing their name on the airwaves. So again, that's going to be
holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is. I'll try my other arm. My strong arm. There we go.
Oh, see. Well, here we go. This is Coconut Parrot Bay, which I found out that these are literally a double shot. I did find that out because we poured it into the double shot glass. And all of them taste like how I imagine suntan lotion tastes like. I don't use suntan lotion, so I don't know. But I assume that's what this tastes like. So here we are.
All right, to Euchre.
That went way too slow.
Yeah, they do. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Okay, I can handle this. That honeycomb flavor is really prominent in this. That's actually pretty nice.
You know what this tastes like?
I'm not a fan of caramel though, and I can really taste the caramel.
Oh, well, yeah, I hope so. You know what I just realized this tastes like? This tastes like. Did you ever go floating in Eau Claire while you were in the area?
Yeah.
Did you ever just go down there? This tastes like what that smelled like. You know, like Parrot Bay tastes like what it smelled like down there, because it just smelled like cheap suntan lotion everywhere.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the spray
Fat
stuff.
Bar on Father's Day in Chippewa, baby.
See, I never did Fat Far. I never did that.
No?
I always just did the Eau Claire stuff. Yeah. Oh no. It had nothing to do with that.
Dude, I got burned so bad one year because I didn't wear sunscreen like an idiot that my back skin came off in a sheet on my bed.
Oh my god.
Like I got burned that bad.
I used to see people going through it. Like, and that's one thing I am glad that, like, I burned, but it's not as bad as, it's not that bad. So, all right. All right.
My shoulders are still scarred from it. Like, it was terrible.
That's crazy. That
all right.
The floating was good times, though. That was the peak.
Yeah, that part was great. The next day is what sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Post Wrestling says NXT's No Mercy PLE will take place on September 27th in front of Lauderdale, Florida. Oh, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. NXT is expected to expand its PLE schedule, and the current plan is to do 8 events per year. So 8 PLEs for NXT is what they are set to do. This one you will care about. Several sources told PW Insider that Will Ospreay's comments on Dynamite about needing neck surgery are 100% true. The AEW star is absolutely looking at a neck surgery in the very near future.
Well, that sucks.
He's so young. It's that wrestling style he does.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with it. I wonder though, did guys like Matt and Jeff and Edge and Christian, did they just not take care of some of the issues that they had early on, or did they do it differently? Because I feel like they wrestle a very similar. I mean, he does more flips and that kind of stuff, but I mean, they all dove off stuff and onto things.
Yeah.
And it's just.
Well, look at Jeff. He's been lucky enough to have the bare minimum happen to him.
That's what I'm saying. So I wonder, like, are people not, and this is no disrespect to Will Ospreay, I'm just wondering out loud, like, are people not taking the time to learn how to protect themselves, too? Like, I know they're safe with other people, but are they not protecting themselves like Jeff and Matt and Edge and Christian used to? Because I just felt like they didn't get hurt. I know Edge had that really bad neck injury, but I'm just saying, like, it didn't feel like they got hurt as much, as some of these other guys. But
yeah,
maybe I'm just freaking out about the Will Ospreay one, but. It sucks,
It does, and
so.
I hope everything goes all right, and I hope he has a speedy recovery.
Yeah, because I hope someday, I am praying that someday when this AEW WWE thing comes to a head, because it's going to happen, because they keep doing all this, I need Will Ospreay to be the face of that for AEW. He has like real seething hatred for Triple H, and I need that energy
Yeah,
going
he
into
does.
this. Otherwise they will not win it. You know what I mean? And I want good competition. I don't care. Whoever wins. I want good competition. So,
Right.
and if you want good competition, you need a guy like Will Ospreay. So,
I agree. You're gonna like this one too. I read this and I was like, is she working right now?
mhm.
Jade Cargill told Metro UK that for both herself and Naomi, they wanted to use mace and razors in their match at Evolution, but were shot down on both requests.
I believe that. I believe it. I think Naomi found her match with Jade. When you're gonna have those people that just work together. You're gonna have those those Cena Ortons. You know what I mean? You're gonna have
Yep.
those Punk Cenas. The Rock Austins. You're gonna have those people that just work together. I think that is Naomi and Jade. Like they work really well together, and they're gonna continue to try to up it every time. So it doesn't. If that's true, it doesn't surprise me. Like I really believe they would try some crazy stuff like that.
Now this is sticking with Naomi, but it's so obvious. I almost didn't even want to write it down, but I was like, I might as well throw Fightful Select under the bus for being blatantly obvious. Fightful Select, Naomi's pregnancy had led to huge creative shifts within WWE. It's still not clear how WWE will determine a new women's world champion.
Oh, King dipshit. Well, I imagine there will be a match. So we'll probably have a match, maybe a couple. There may be a tournament or gauntlet or some way to determine who should be the number one contender, or maybe just the champion overall. Um, uh, yeah, I just wanted to finish writing the story for him because that's pretty much what he was saying.
LA Knight's profile on WWE.com now appears on the Raw roster, signifying his official trade. What did they trade for? I don't know. They really haven't been playing the brand split like they should be, and that's one thing that irritates me. We didn't get the draft, and how long were we getting promised? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, Dave, when? Never came.
Yeah.
I
mean, and that's the thing is I think that WWE is looking externally for what they could be doing internally, and they're trying to create this like they're trying to ride the wave of this beef with AEW, and I don't think it's going to work out for them the way they want it to work out for them. Like I really don't. And so not to say like I think AEW is a better product because I don't. I've never believed AEW is a better product. I do think that AEW has a place in the realm of the wrestling universe, and it is a very
Oh
high
yeah,
place in the hierarchy. Like I love to watch AEW when I can watch AEW. I just don't think it's a better product than WWE. And I think anybody who agree that says that it's a better overall product is maybe just being a hater. I don't know because it's just like WWE is a cut above the rest. But I think they could do it internally. They have the brand split. They needed to do the draft, and they need somebody to actually like manage that thing. Like give it to some producer and say like, hey, you manage anytime somebody moves from Raw to SmackDown, somebody's got to move from SmackDown to Raw, and there's got to be some kind of real trade. If you got to move this to ESPN, you guys are going to want everybody to believe that WWE is this real legitimate league in the world, which is fine. I'm down for it. I'm down to do it. I like to see it. It's fun. It's something more to think about. Uh, but then you got to do it. You got to do it the correct way. Make it a sport. Actually track the trades. Actually track wins and losses. Actually put people in rankings. If you're gonna do it, do it. Go all the way. Which AEW does a lot of that, and I do like that. So
they do. If you remember way back to one of our earlier episodes, I think we were in single digits back then. I
yeah,
had said that why isn't WWE keeping track of records?
hmm
Making a ranking system.
yep. I
And
remember
that's
bringing
what
that
I
up.
do in universe mode on 2K25, 2K24,
Exactly.
23, 19, all the way back
Right.
to when Cena was on the cover in 2K15. I had a notebook next to me keeping track of wins and losses, writing my universe mode. And now with like being able to do cutscenes and
Yep.
promos again, thank God,
hmm
and everything else, I'm able to really dial it in. And I still take notes on it. I love it.
Yep.
It's my sandbox. And I make sure
Yep.
that those brands stay the way that they're supposed to, or if there's a trade, there's a trade.
It's a
If
trade.
and
Yeah.
at the end of the year after Mania, I usually wait until after Backlash, but that's when I do my draft. And
Yeah.
maybe this year I'll probably have Cassie run SmackDown and I'll run Raw, and I'll be like, all right, we're gonna draft and we're gonna switch this whole roster up.
Yeah. Maybe if
Jesus,
we can
I
get
almost
enough
choked on my
traction,
own spit.
if we can get enough
But it's fun.
traction, right? If we can get enough
Yeah.
traction on this, and let's find out about it. But if we can, maybe we can live stream that, and we can have a Raw delegation and a SmackDown delegation, and have people live picking or live helping to make those picks. But I don't know that. I don't know how to
Ooh, I
handle
like
that
that.
or to do that. But we'll have some time. No, I'm with you, and we've talked about it a lot. It's something that's come up. But I just feel like if you're gonna lean into the whole like this is a legitimate league thing, which you clearly are, then just lean in all the way. Start keeping track of shit, and make things make sense. And I don't mean, you know, it's just, I understand like sometimes storylines are gonna have to be abandoned and things are gonna happen and this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. But if you do a trade, let me see the trade. What? Even if you have to lie to me and say it was for cash considerations, tell me there was a trade. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
tell me something else went the other way. Otherwise, that guy just moved over there. So
This is one thing that I wonder, is it going to happen now that it's going to be part of ESPN? Like, are they going to be moving towards a
yeah.
more realistic league style? It's going to be covered by ESPN weekly now. Like,
And if
they're
that's the
probably
case,
going
that's
to have
cool.
to.
If that's the case, that's cool. Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm at least I shouldn't say I'm cool with it. I'm open to it, right? Like I'm open to see
Yeah.
how it works. And if anybody can get that kind of weird shit correct, it's ESPN. They got a bunch of nerds over there who do nothing but gamble and make $1 trillion on FanDuel. They can rank some shit and move things forward for the WWE. They'd have it done in 15 minutes. Like it's crazy how these people work. Like I'm in the like tech IT banking world, and I am amazed at how fast these college bros who are gambling heads work. Like they are ridiculous. It's crazy. So hire some of them.
All right. This next story is about to piss my wife off
Oh,
immensely.
yeah.
It didn't make me very happy, and it also might put a tiny smudge on Roman Reigns for you. Maybe not a big one, but a tiny one.
I don't know. That's
On
my tribal
Lucha
chief.
Libre online, and it's just this is internet. This is internet smut. It all
I,
is. All of it
oh, look at
is.
this. That's my tribal
Some of
chief.
it's true, most of it's not. But here's what I
Right.
got for you. On Lucha Libre online, Hugo Savinovich. Look at me. It sounds like son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't think you said that
Hugo
right. I
Savinovich
don't. Yeah.
claimed there are many people in WWE who want Alberto Del Rio to make
Oh,
his
fuck off.
WWE return, and Roman Reigns is allegedly one of them pushing for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I saw this story, right? And so I did a little. I had to do. I don't know what I was doing, but I had some time. So I was like, let me look into a little bit of like this Alberto Del Rio things. I heard some bit bad stuff, but I wasn't really familiar with it, you know. And at
Hold
first I
on,
was
hold
like,
on.
well, yeah, go ahead.
Del Rio has been caught lying, saying he's
Yeah,
making a WWE return 3 times now already.
yeah.
So I'm just saying he has gone to the press himself and said, "Yeah, I'm going back to WWE," and then ended up wrestling like in front of 15 people in a gymnasium. So
For sure. And I looked at kind of like what the allegations were and what people said, and I just at this point I don't think it's any different than anybody else that's been brought back recently, right? You know what I mean? Like when you look at like I don't shouldn't throw everybody under the bus, but like a Brock Lesnar coming back, the allegations are equally as bad between the two of them.
they're
So it's
worse.
like, yeah, yeah,
Well,
for
no,
sure.
maybe not.
Which
Maybe not worse.
I mean,
Maybe not worse.
they're
Equal. I'd say
bad.
equal.
They're bad.
They're
They're all
bad. It's
bad.
not
They're
good.
bad. And so my thought process is maybe, and I am putting Roman Reigns because he is my tribal chief in the best light that I possibly can. My process is he's thinking like I'm thinking. Like, look, if you're gonna bring back Brock Lesnar and you're gonna bring back these people who have these allegations, you might as well bring back somebody like Albert Del Rio, right? And let him work and come in because he's a good worker. I mean, the guy is a really good wrestler, but you got to separate from the allegations. And I don't know that I'm willing to. I don't necessarily agree with him being back on the.
And it's not just the allegations, and we've heard the video, or not a video, but the audio of the arguments with Paige in public restaurants. We've heard about him and his brother going into bars, having street fights with people. We've heard about him slapping people in creative in the fucking locker room in WWE. It's not one isolated incident. It's the fact that he shows consistently that he is handed opportunities and he fucks them up every time. And it's like, he was already, what, 38, 40 when he was fucking it up then. Do you think he really
Yeah,
matured from then to now? I don't know. I doubt it.
I I agree. I agree that I don't think he should be there. I think it's crap. I think you got. It's kind of like the old. What was that dude that the football player played for the Cowboys, played for like Carolina Panthers, and he was in or he was in the UFC for a little while. They just kept giving him chances, and he just kept
Hardy.
doing shit to mess it up. What was it? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wasn't it
yeah.
Hardy?
Hardy.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. And like I was at first, I was like, look, the guy messed up. Give him another opportunity. Then he just kept messing up, and like you're like, well, eventually you gotta be like, come on, it's the same reason I can't be a Conor McGregor fan anymore. You know what I mean? It's the same reason I can't be a Dallas Cowboy fan anymore. It's the same reason I can't be a Drake fan anymore. Like there are so many people that I used to be fans of that they just keep messing up over and over and over and over again. Maybe that's Alberto Del Rio. But if you're gonna bring back somebody like a Brock Lesnar, you open the door to criticism there. So,
Yeah.
um,
And
and it
can I just
sucks.
add? Can I just add, like, you might be a Cowboys fan again soon, because if the Packers go through with this Micah Parsons trade, you guys are going to get like 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a player for Micah Parsons, who I don't think is worth the money, but it's just
Well,
me.
first of all, I don't even watch football that much, and I know you're absolutely out of your mind. I think he's worth that and more. That dude is incredible. That guy's a freak of nature. No,
Yeah,
I
but I
don't
don't
think I'm.
believe in Jordan Love. I don't believe in him at all.
Yeah, I mean, no, nobody. I mean, it's here's the thing. All right, I am in recovery as a Cowboys fan. I'm out. I'm out. So my sponsor has advised me not to have conversations pertaining to things that have to do with the Dallas Cowboys or football in general. So I don't even
All
like
right.
football like that. So
Bodyslam.net claims that WWE has been planning a feud between the Wyatt Six and the MFTs, and it's expected to begin soon. How do we feel about that?
I'm fine with it.
They got to do something
No,
with both groups, honestly. You got to make
yeah.
something fresh.
Yeah, I really think they're fumbling this MFT stuff, but yeah, I mean it's fine. It's you gotta again. Are we gonna get both Tongans back? I really want both of them back, and
Yeah, I
if they're
don't know
both going to
when
be back,
the other one's supposed to come.
yeah, it's just I don't know. It would be fine. I think it'd be fun, and especially because now you got like another big guy to go up against Redbeard, and we haven't really gotten to see him go head to head against anybody. So if they build that up and build up that
Yeah,
clash, like that would be fun. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. So
I really like that. I do like it. I support it, and I hope it does happen, because since Bo Dallas has finally been cleared, which, dude, I get that you weren't cleared. You didn't have to wrestle. You could have still been showing up, and the other guys could have still been working. So they lost a
yeah,
lot of momentum with that, and I'm not saying that's on him. That is on creative for putting
no,
them all on the
yeah.
back burner.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and just think about a Bo Dallas versus Solo kind of like because say what you want about Solo and his ability on the mic, he can do it. He can do it, and he can work with somebody else who's good. And Bo Dallas is good. So if they have this little mind game with Bo Dallas and Solo, and now we got to, I mean, it could be good. I think it could be fun. I think it could be real fun. And then maybe we get an introduction to a female member because you had Nikki Cross messing them up all the time. Maybe we get Tamina back. Maybe Nia
yeah,
Jax takes a step back and joins the group. I don't know what they do. There's a couple. Um, people coming up through NXT that could work. I don't know. So it could be fun.
could
A
open some
little
doors for
side
people.
quest. Yeah, a little side quest. I like it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I support it 100%.
Yep.
The Observer notes that WWE had the following 3 matches internally listed for Clash in Paris as of August 18th, so just a few days ago.
Yep.
All
Sister's
3
birthday.
being title matches. Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch. No shit, Dave. Women's
Hmm.
Intercontinental Championship match. Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn, United States Championship match. Okay, it's pretty fucking obvious, Dave. And Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. Now, that's the only one that surprises me, because there has been, and this is the second time I've brought up Drew and Cody having a feud together,
Yeah.
and we have not seen anything for that. Nothing.
But
So,
we also see how fast they move, though. Like they move very quickly. Like they move quickly on these things. So I mean, we may not see it happening right now, but as quickly as they move on them, we could see it go in a couple weeks. Have it happen.
yeah.
So
Are your headphones dying?
no, it's all right.
No,
We're
you're good. All right. PW Insider says former WWE producer David Sahadi has been released from MLW, and his role in Real American Freestyle may have played a role in that. Just to add on to this, Real American Freestyle was announced on Eric Bischoff's podcast that they're going to be going to a weekly show.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you say they were gonna have a weekly show for Real American Freestyle?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in that. I mean, I am more interested in it now, obviously with the passing of Hulk Hogan, to see what happens. And because sometimes something just needs a little kick in the butt like that, and it could rocket into something way beyond what they expected it to ever be. So it'll be interesting to see, but that would suck if people are losing opportunities because of their relation with that. So
I agree. All right. So before I start into 19 out of 20 stories, Matt
yep.
Riddle dyed his hair red, and he's out on YouTube and everywhere else talking shit about CM Punk again. They've never
I don't.
worked
Yeah.
together. They've never shared a locker room together, and they don't know each other. But Matt Riddle keeps saying, yeah, bro, I got friends in the WWE locker room that say it's a bitch to work with CM Punk. And not only did he say that, but he also went on to say that he could kick Brock Lesnar's ass in a real fight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was foolish. But I think there are probably like a handful of people in the world that I think comfortably could kick Brock Lesnar's ass right now in a fight. It is not a very big list. So anyway, but that's what sucks about Matt Riddle. He's another one of those guys that I absolutely loved coming up from NXT, and I was like, this guy is next. Like this guy is amazing. Same way I feel about Soruka, but hopefully things will go differently for her. But it's like I was like, I love this person, and he just can't get out of his own way. Whether he's right or not, it doesn't matter. Shut up. Like he just cannot get out of his own way.
He's another dude that we talk about like a Del Rio, but not the same stuff allegedly. But I mean, he's had
No. I
accusations
mean,
on things. But
yeah.
UFC, he couldn't get out of his own way. Kept failing drug
Yeah.
tests. WWE,
That's really his problem,
substance.
right? Like
Yeah,
that's his problem is he can't stop smoking weed, which is and it's fine. I obviously do not have an issue with people who smoke weed.
no.
My thing
But
is
then
like
it was a
my thing is like
problem, and he wouldn't stop. Now it's not a
right.
problem.
Well, I was gonna say if you have a job and your job requires you not to do that, then you do it, then you're taking a risk, every time. So um, that's his problem is he can't stay out of his own way, and because he prioritizes things like smoking weed over his job, that just tells you about his decision making skills. So clearly, he's just not the right person. I mean, he's just not thinking. Like you just again, whether you're right or you're not right, I'm not here to litigate that. I don't. Maybe there are people in the locker room who don't like working with CM Punk. I'm sure there are. There's people who don't like working with all types of people, but it doesn't matter. Like you're not in that locker room. You don't belong there. Let it go. Who cares? So
Yeah, and for real, it's just is he trying to keep himself relevant by bringing up a star
oh,
like
for
Punk and
sure.
saying he's got
For
something, or
for
what is
sure.
his angle? What is his angle even saying
I
it?
mean, we're talking about it, right? And so it's one of those
Yeah,
things. I mean, if that's what your goal is to get people talking about it, it's working. That's fine, and I respect that if that's your case. But if you're doing it to be mean spirited and you're doing it just to do it, that's stupid. If you wanna use CM Punk's name to try to get ahead, fine. But you're gonna get the consequences that come with that too. So
all right, next. TC at WrestleVotes says the New Day personally wrote the news article that appeared on the T-shirt Corey Graves showed on Monday Night Raw this week, which I thought was pretty cool.
yeah, it's well documented my dislike for the New Day. Now I am much more in favor of this version of the New Day. I do like them a lot more. I think they're hilarious. I think the stuff they're doing is great. The big hat was the funniest shit I've seen in so long. I might have laughed out loud. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was so funny. So yeah, I think they need to just keep letting them do whatever the hell they want to do. So
Can we bring
yeah,
up
yeah.
Penta would be
Mhm.
one fun guy to go disc golfing with? Did you see the accuracy he had on that? Throwing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, Penta would be a fun guy to do anything with, but disc golfing would be, yeah, that'd be high up there.
All
So,
right, our last story before we get to our countdown. And I didn't have a site that this was just all my words.
Okay.
Well, it's not a work. Karrion Kross and Scarlett showed up as druids for Matt Cardona and GCW and attacked Cardona during his match against Shotzi. Kross putting Cardona through a table, helping Shotzi win. What word is this? Oh, a promo. A promo cut after the match backstage showed Kross saying, and I quote, "It's not a fucking work," and that he is here to fuck people up. I got goosebumps from it. WWE dropped the ball again. Not only that, but Scarlett gave the middle finger and said, "Fuck you," and so did Shotzi. So, like, all three of these, like,
Yeah.
abandoned WWE stars that could have been mega stars are now flourishing in GCW, and they're going to flourish everywhere else. And that to me was like the final nail in the coffin. And I was on the fence about it being a work anyway. I was like, really? After the Seth Rollins stuff, you're going to try working people again this hard? Not a work.
Which would be some WWE stuff to do. But here's my thought process. I try to think in a positive way, right? And obviously I think that WWE dropped the ball on them, but I also don't think that they could do what they do best on WWE, because they could have never cut that promo on WWE. They wouldn't. You couldn't have bleeped it out quick enough to cut that promo on WWE. So I think they are exactly where they need to be, and they are stars, and they are over, and they are going to bring people to GCW. People who, I need to warn you for what you are getting yourself into with GCW. It is not WWE. It is not even AEW. It is a much harder style of wrestling most of the time. And there's things about it I've tried to watch that are hard for me to get used to. I'm not used to intergender matches yet. Not that I have a problem with them. It's just sometimes to see the intergender matches along with the level of violence that happens in some of those matches is a hard thing for somebody like me to watch. But GCW is some good stuff. They tell good stories. That I will give them. They tell incredible stories, and I think having Matt Cardona, having uh, Killer Cross, whatever he's going by, Scarlett, Shotzi, just letting them run wild and do hardcore stuff is going to be awesome. I don't look at it as a bad thing. I don't think WWE dropped the ball. I think they leveled up their career technically, in my opinion. So
I do
for him, like a
too.
lot of people.
I think they all wanted to. Well, maybe not Shotzi, but I know that Scarlett and Cross wanted to stay in WWE. They wanted to be given the ball and run with it, and many times they were handed the ball, but it was just a play action pass. They never got the ball. It
Yeah,
looked like they were going
I
to
was
get
gonna
it, and
say
they never got it.
they were handed the ball, one back up with them, the defense in goal line. That's not right. Like, they weren't given the ball. They were set up for failure a lot. But again, I don't think what would make them successful they could do on WWE programming. And so I look at it like it's a net gain. WWE, sure, they get a little bit of backlash, but not really. I think they're okay. But the push, like the absolute rocket push that Scarlett and Karrion are going to give GCW. Matt Cardona took GCW from, like, and this is not to be disrespectful to the OGs of GCW, but it was here. Matt Cardona put it here. Matt Cardona with Karrion Kross is going to put it here. Like, it's going to be in
Oh yeah,
TNA world at this point.
I
It's
agree.
going to be good. So, it's good for everybody, I think. Free up the space on the roster for somebody else to middle in that deserves to be that person that's not really, getting pushed very hard. But then you also, elevate a couple stars. So I think it's awesome for those guys.
I agree. All right, here we go. Our countdown for this week is best wrestling managers and
Yeah,
worst wrestling managers. Do you want to start?
yeah. Sure. Let me bring it up really quick here. Um, so
And for
I,
all the ones that
so
I picked, I said the manager and then who they were with, because sometimes that manager was only good with one person, or a manager was bad, but only bad with that person, but they were good with this person.
that's
So
fair.
for all of them, I
No,
put who they were with.
no, that's fair. I didn't do that on mine, but but I kind of have a little bit of a pattern in mine. A lot of mine is about like I kind of separated it between talking heads, like spokesperson managers, and then like physical managers. So
Okay.
as we go through, you'll kind of see I try to balance my list on those. So these first two though are really just it's kind of throwaway ones, but they're the two people that really, to me, signified what being a manager was. It was the first people I ever saw being a manager, and the first one was my number 10, Bobby Heenan. So Bobby was like the first time I ever saw a manager. So
So before we even start, I
yeah.
put Jimmy Hart and Bobby Heenan in a class of their own. I didn't even put them on the top 10. They're in a class of their own.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, and because it was hard for me to put him at 10, but that was more me just saying, like, look, this person introduced me to what being a manager was. And that's how Jimmy
Yeah.
Hart was, who was much higher on my list, but he's on my list too. So,
Yeah, so just a spoiler for everybody, Heenan and Hart,
yeah,
they didn't even make my top
not on
10
your
because I
list.
think they're above the top 10.
Fair
If
enough.
there's a
Fair
-1 and
enough.
a -2, it's Hart and Heenan. Like, they're that good.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Um,
Yeah.
Number 10 for me was Stephanie McMahon with Triple H.
Mm,
And I'm
yeah.
talking about, when they were, he breaks up the Test era, like when they get rid of
Yep.
Stephanie being with Test, and then the Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Stephanie stuff. Um,
Hmm.
and you can take it all the way to the Authority.
Absolutely.
I thought Stephanie
Um,
did a great job.
Yeah, Stephanie. I thought Stephanie was definitely better as a manager than like the in ring stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I took Jimmy Hart off my list. I had somebody else that I put in there, so just to keep it going, because I agree with you. I think those guys are above and beyond. My number 9 was the next guy that I used to see. Honestly, probably the first guy I ever saw, and I just didn't know what he was doing. Is Mr. Fuji.
He's my
I
number
love
9
Mr.
too.
Fuji. All right, awesome. I love Mr. Fuji. Again, probably my introduction to what being a manager was Mr. Fuji.
Right. Well, hit number 8 then.
All right, my number 8 is MVP. I like him as a manager. I like him as a talking figure. I wish he'd stay out of the ring in some of those scenarios, just because I think he could be the next kind of some of these top guys, that we talk about. MVP could be that guy for a very long time if he wanted to be that guy. So
Okay. My number 8 was Jim Cornette with Vader. Now, we're going
with
back to
Vader,
95 all the way to
yeah,
97, but whenever I think of
Vader
Vader, I mean, hell, the action figure I got with Big Van Vader came with
had
a
Jim
Jim
Cornette.
Cornette
Yep,
action figure and a racket.
came,
Like,
came with Jim Cornette. Yep. I remember.
I remember that to this
Um,
day, and it's great. He was great, and he was a good mouthpiece for Vader because besides yelling "It's time, it's Vader time," Vader couldn't cut a promo.
No, not at all. And again, I mean, you got those guys like MVP is definitely now a mouthpiece type person. Can be he's kind of both. He can be a physical person. My number 7, Sensational Sherry, is kind of like that first like valet person that I put on here,
Yep.
but also because like she could physically get involved. She wasn't a talking head. She wasn't somebody who would talk for you, but she was somebody who was there physically for you or could get involved in the match, and she was as good at it as anybody. So
That is a good one. My number 7, my dad would whip my ass if I didn't put this guy on the list. Classy Freddie Blassie with Nikolai
oh yeah,
Volkov and the Iron Sheik. This dude was so insane,
yeah,
he literally filed his teeth down to be sharp so he could bite people. That's a shoot.
yeah. That dude is wild. That dude is a wild man.
I know.
Wild man.
You
Um,
pencil neck geek. That's all I'm saying.
my number 6, which was before I had Jimmy Hart in here, but actually, I thought, oh man, I missed somebody. Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer was probably the most defining manager of my time because the Undertaker Kane stuff was cinema to me as a child, and it's probably why now everything's got to be a big elaborate story to me because of Paul Bearer. He told such a
He
good
was my
story.
number 1.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. He should probably be everybody's number one, but wow, that was good.
Number 6.
Yep.
Ted DiBiase with Sid Vicious, Tatanka, NWO, Lex Luger. He also managed The Undertaker for a little bit. Ted DiBiase was a legendary mouthpiece and a great manager. So he had to make my list.
Just like Paul Bearer, when you talk mouthpiece, that's what you're talking about, right? When you talk about Jimmy Hart, when you talk about, some of these guys who are mouthpieces, yeah, absolutely. The $1 Million Man. My number 5, this is more of a physical person again, but that's Paul Ellerling. I've always loved the Paul Ellerling style of, just throw out the real big, intimidating guys. And then you got Paul Ellerling back there, who was in his heyday a big, intimidating guy, but not like those monsters he managed. So.
No. My number 5 is the first sex symbol in wrestling and the most downloaded woman when the internet was still on AOL, Sunny. And Sunny with the Body Adonis, Godwins, Smoking Guns, and Legion of Doom. Sunny was huge.
Sunny days. Sunny days.
Sunny days.
Sunny days. Number 4, this is, in my opinion, the GOATs of valets, and top of everybody's list is Miss Elizabeth.
She's my number 3.
Should be. Yeah, okay. See, we're not being disrespectful to Miss Elizabeth around here. Mm-hmm. Not at all. Not today. Nope. Who do you got for number 4?
Number 4, I have Chyna.
Oh, that's my number 2.
Chyna being the first enforcer, manager / valet for DX. The first woman I ever saw where I went, this is before Ronda Rousey, this is before other women that I know can kick my ass. Chyna was the first one where I went, I don't think I can win that fight.
Chyna was wild, growing up. So she's my number 2 because to me, I think you can't think of. She checks all the boxes, and honestly, her weakest point was on the mic, and she wasn't terrible on the mic, but that was by far her weakest point. But she could do it all. That is a tragic story, Chyna. But she's my number 2. So.
All right, my number 3 was Miss Elizabeth. So who's your number 3?
Yep, mine was Jim Cornette. So and just Jim Cornette as a whole. So yeah.
All right, move to 2.
I love his talking. Yep, I had Chyna.
Oh hell yeah, I love his podcast.
Yeah.
My 3 was Miss Elizabeth. So you're on number 2. Oh, and in 2 was your Miss Elizabeth, right?
My 2 was Chyna.
Your 2 was Chyna. So I'm pretty sure my number 2 is your number 1. It's going to end right here. Paul Heyman.
Yep. That's it.
With Brock Lesnar and all the work he did with the Bloodline and what he continues to do with the Vision.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Paul Heyman, in the end, should go down as the greatest promoter, valet, manager, whatever you want to call what he does to the business. It elevates it. There is that dude. He's never missed. I've never seen Paul Heyman miss.
No.
So it's. I mean, he is, in my opinion, the Jordan of that world. Like he's gone 6 for 6. He has never missed when it comes to who he supports. They are always elevated to the highest of heights. So, yeah. All right, you want to start on the?
I think the only 2 guys that he got screwed over with, and it's because they weren't pushing them, was Curtis Axel and Ryback. Were the 2 Paul Heyman guys that it flopped, and it was during that CM Punk and Heyman issue, so it was more of a Heyman and Punk rivalry rather than anybody else. But that's the only one where I'm like, this could have been so much more, and it wasn't.
But anybody that had the true weight of Paul Heyman behind them went to the top.
100%.
Every single time. So you go ahead and start number 5 for our. This is our least favorite, or we'll talk through it. So
number 5 for me was Sharmell, Queen Sharmell, King Booker. Queen. I hated it. She didn't do anything special. She didn't do anything.
I would have been fine if they didn't tried to make her do stuff special. You know what I mean? Like if she was just a valet and
or was a worker and she wanted to work, that would be fine. But I think they tried too hard to make it something it wasn't. So, my number 5 is BFAB, not for the reason you would think. I say BFAB not because I don't think she's good as a manager or as a somebody who's down at the ring with somebody. I think they need to stop handcuffing her and let her go. Free BFAB, let her go be the bomb ass wrestler that she is, because they are. It's tragic what they're doing to her when it comes to, not letting her get. So.
I agree, and if anything, it should be Bianca Belair being their manager / a team together, not BFAB.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta see her get more opportunities because she's that good.
My number 4 was Mrs. Benjamin with Shelton Benjamin.
that's a
The
good one.
storyline never finished. It was just dropped. And all it did was make Shelton Benjamin look like a mama's boy and a joke. It wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, it never advanced him at all, right? And it was
No.
almost like the bad part of what my number 1 person was, and we'll get when we get there.
It's just, I didn't put it on the list, but it's just as bad as Buff Bagwell and Buff's mom. What are you doing?
Absolutely.
Judy Bagwell. What's happening?
The mom stuff is weird, and I think that needs to not be a thing.
I agree.
So, my number 4 is Teddy Long, because he used to just drive me crazy. I don't know what it was about Teddy Long, whether he was the general manager or he was a manager of people. Teddy Long drove me nuts.
Yeah, I agree. I have his autograph right next to my Mark Henry autograph.
I don't look at it as a bad thing that he drove me nuts, and I'll get more into that when I get to number 1. But he drove me nuts.
My number 3 is Sapphire with Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
He was big enough of a star. He didn't need her. It didn't need to go on as long as it did. Yeah, she was over. She was over with everybody, but to me, it's like I want to see Dusty, I really like. Yeah, Dusty even got the polka dots over and everything else, but I wanted to see Dusty. I want to see Dusty be Dusty.
Yeah, no, I agree.
She just didn't do anything.
Anytime, my number 3, anytime you mention China on a list like this, you got to also mention Nicole Bass. Mostly not her fault, but I feel like that was one of the biggest fumbles for a setup on something, because Nicole Bass versus China could have been huge. If they would have put her with somebody that was feuding with DX and set up a big collision, kind of like we were talking about earlier with MFT and the Wyatt Six, it could have been better. But it was a horrible experiment for Nicole Bass.
All right, my number 2, Kim Chi with Kamala. I have written, it was so bad the manager needed a manager in Hiver Whippleton, who also wasn't good.
Yeah.
You put a guy that barely talks with a guy that doesn't talk at all, and then you had to go get Whippleman to talk for both of them. It was just fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, I agree. In those scenarios too, there's a lot of those where they just put people that shouldn't be managers with, people who need managers. It just doesn't make sense. My number 2 is Jonathan Coachman. I despised everything Jonathan Coachman ever did. I don't know what it is about that man. I didn't like him on ESPN. I didn't like him on WWE. Jonathan Coachman made me want to punch my TV screen when I was a child. I hated that. Not hate. Hate's not the right word. I didn't like that man very much growing up.
Yeah.
So
he annoyed me too.
So annoying.
My number 1, I don't know if you'll remember this. This is probably during an era that you didn't watch. But to this day, this makes me uncomfortable. Shaniqua with the Basham brothers. It was uncomfortable and weird to see a dominatrix be a manager, and she's like whipping them and paddling them. And I think it totally ruined the Basham's careers. And it was just, this is a Vince McMahon fantasy. that he must really be into, that he wanted to see put on TV, that I'm still uncomfortable talking about it. Like, dude, what the fuck?
I think we have established that anything weird that made you uncomfortable that was live on TV in a Vince McMahon era was definitely a fantasy of his. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my number one on this list is more of a reward than a like being just like a diss, and that's Vicky Guerrero. I
Oh.
hated Vicky Guerrero, but in the best way. Like she
Yeah.
was like I was talking about this to my wife. I was like, I have never despised somebody more than I despised Vicky Guerrero. Like I don't know what it was, like her voice, like the Karen nature of Vicky Guerrero. I despised Vicky Guerrero, and then I was like, that's what makes her so great, right? Is because like that's not who she is as a person. I guarantee you, Vicky Guerrero is probably a really nice and wonderful human being, but I don't even think about that with Vicky Guerrero. I think like I can't stand. If I saw her in person, I would walk the other way, just instinctively, because I'd be like, I don't want to hear her voice. Then I'd be like, dang, I bet she's actually pretty nice. That's how good she is at what she does. That's why she's got to be number one on my list. That's more of a reward. Like she was the most annoying person to
All right. Well, there's our list, and there's another
me. Yep.
episode of Kayfabe Marks in the books. You can
I'm gonna
follow
knock
us
this.
on. Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
knock
no,
this shot
hit
down
it up.
real quick. Hold on. Just because I got it here and I got to get through them. So this one is just to all of you because I love you. So keep talking. Here we go.
Suntan lotion shot, yummy. You can follow us on TikTok
Oh,
at kayfabe.marks. You can follow us on Twitter at kayfabemarks. You can follow us, you can email us at, what is it, kayfabemarks at Yahoo,
my Yahoo,
myyahoo.com.
myyahoo.com.
And we will be having some 2K updates on TikTok this week, and
Yes.
probably 2 or 3 more TikToks, especially out of this episode. We've had some TikTok-worthy moments,
Yeah.
especially for Bob Euker. That shotgun
Yes,
deserves
sir.
a TikTok.
We'll get
And
that
then
out.
you can also follow me and my wife's podcast, True Crime on Tap, that just came out with a new episode. Well, we recorded it yesterday, so it'll be coming out tonight, about Summer Wells, which was a really sad case and still unsolved. And you can follow us, True Crime on Tap, on Spotify, True Crime on Tap, my iHeartRadio, True Crime on Tap, frickin' X, Y, and Z. Wherever you get your audio podcasts, we're on there. So I covered all my
That's
shit.
good podcast. Good podcast. No, that's it. That's all of it. That's all of it. We had a great time this week. We love you guys. We'll be back next week. We're getting closer to. We got Clash in Paris coming up soon, right? Is that next
Yep.
week? Is that
Next week.
right?
Next
So,
week.
yeah, so we'll cover that. We got that coming up. All the stories coming up. Just let us know what you guys want to hear. If there's any countdowns you want to hear, if there's any would you rather's you guys would think would be fun, just let us know you have one. We'll get one of our wives in contact with you so that we don't see it. But yeah, whatever you guys think would be fun, we want to do it. So we love you guys. Have a good one.
All right. God bless Bob Euchre.